Welcome back, guys. It has been a week since the last video, which means I have a week's worth of updates for you. Week 2. Let's start with nutrition, which is the first goal. It went really well during the week, as did the week before. My meal prepping wasn't very organized, but I made really good choices when I bought my lunch. So I'm really happy with how it went kind of Monday to Friday. The only issue this week has been, and last week as well, has been the weekends. And it's not necessarily going crazy and binging and being like, oh, it's the weekend, I'll eat whatever I want. It's more so from like an organization side of things. So I won't bother buying groceries on Thursday night or Friday because the weekend's coming up and we don't know what our plans are and we'll just kind of wing it. But it just means that I end up eating things that are quite calorie dense and nutrient poor. And sometimes not necessarily because I really want to. It's just like I'm out and about and busy. I haven't really thought about food or anything like that, which is what happens. That's life, and you don't want to base your life around meals and food. But like yesterday we were out and I hadn't eaten in a while and I ended up being so hangry. My mood just like totally changed and I was so hungry, but I didn't want to eat cinnamon donuts, which were the option at the time. I wanted something that was going to be more healthy, but also wouldn't just make my blood sugar spike and crash again. Like it's a band-aid fix, and I needed something proper. So I ended up getting sushi, which I didn't really want, I didn't really like, and didn't make me feel great. But it was just, I don't know, it's weird. Like I don't want to plan my weekends around food and be like really stringent around it, but I also want to be organized enough to have groceries at home so that I'm able to make a nice, healthy, wholesome lunch if I'm at home and I don't have to like go out and get takeaway or start a grocery shop from scratch because there's nothing left in the fridge after the week. So that's something I need to work on so that I have the option to make things on the weekend as I would during the week, so that I can keep those nutritionally sound meals going, not just Monday to Thursday or Monday to Friday, but into the weekend as well. And then when I really want to treat myself and have like a really nice bowl of pasta or go out and get takeaway, it's because I really want to do it, not just because there's no food at home and I can't be bothered doing anything else, because then you also lose appreciation for that kind of food. So yeah, that's something I'm going to work on next week. Other than that, it went well, and I have been more mindful of portion sizes as well. I'm also finding that by eating less processed food and less sugar and more nutrient-dense food, my cravings have kind of started to dissipate. So when I used to get home, I would just want to eat carbs, refined carbs, and then have like a block of chocolate for dessert, and it was something to look forward to at the end of the day, which is a problem in itself. But I also really, really wanted it. Like I craved it. And having cut back on those foods, I've still had a bit of chocolate, but I've been able to have 4 squares one night and then just put it back in the cupboard because I just don't want any more, which is such a foreign concept to me. And anyone who struggled with binge eating, it's such a weird thing, and potentially something that you can never foresee yourself getting to the stage of. You either eat the whole block of chocolate or you have none because you can't trust yourself to have just a few squares. But I'm finding that, as I said, like the less sugar and processed foods that I have, the less I want. So that's been awesome. It's like a great byproduct of eating better. So the more nourished you are and the more full you are of really good foods, the less you want and need the other stuff. And of course, when you really do get a craving for it and you really want it, have it. And it's special, it's nice, you appreciate it, and you're not just like shoveling a whole block at 8:30 at night and then doing the same thing again on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. Then yeah. There were a few nights where I didn't feel like cooking, and rather than ordering takeaway, I went to the shops and I bought some groceries, but I didn't want to like buy chicken, marinate chicken, cook it, make a salad or a vegetable side dish. So I needed something quick and easy, but was still nutritionally sound. So I got those little tubs of microwave brown rice that you put in the microwave for 40 seconds. I got some tins of tuna in oil and chili. I had baby spinach and I had some cherry tomatoes and some feta cheese at home. And I just made a bowl of rice and tuna and veggies with some cheese on top. And I don't intend to eat tin tuna every day. I don't intend to use those microwave tubs of rice every day, especially from a waste and plastic packaging perspective. But every now and then, that's a great option for me. It's super easy, it's really cheap, and it's healthy and filling and makes me feel good. So that's a really good option if you don't feel like cooking, but you don't want to go down the slippery slope of ordering like 3 for $20 Domino's pizzas. But rather than just talk about the food I've had over the last week, I'll show you. There we go. So a pre-packed kale slaw salad kit. I think these are amazing. It is a shame about all the plastic, but to buy all those vegetables, cut them all up, and make your own salad would take so much time and be expensive. This whole bag was like $4 or something from Aldi. This is chicken left over from the weekend, so we cooked a whole batch on the barbecue, which just makes it extra tasty, and then you get barbecue chicken throughout the week. So I've got some roast pumpkin in here that I'm gonna add to some salads. I'm kind of making 2 salads here. One is for dinner tonight with the chicken, and another one's gonna be for work tomorrow. Take note of the salad dressing I've put on here, because salad dressing is not the devil. It is a great way to make eating a bowl of vegetables tastier. And if I didn't have dressing, I probably wouldn't eat this many vegetables in one go. All right, so I bought lunch today and we have a leaner protein smoothie and a pesto chicken bowl. Heaps of veggies in there. And here I have greens, more greens, and snow peas to snack on, and lettuce for lunch. And more greens, which I forgot about, and burnt. So tonight we are making honey, soy, garlic salmon with some roast potatoes and broccolini. Right, next goal was the coffee goal. This went poorly. The goal was to have no more than 2 coffees, and one of them was meant to be a black coffee. And on the first day of week 2, I had 3 coffees, and they were all milk-based. However, I'm not too phased about this, and I'll tell you why. I notoriously, as many other people probably do as well, I get so excited about new goals and things that I want to do and milestones I want to reach that I put so many things in place right from the get-go to the point where it's extremely overwhelming and unattainable, and it just becomes too hard. And rather than do it piecemeal and get there gradually, I just give up, because after 2 days it's too hard. And it is such a bad habit of mine, and I'm aware of it, but I still keep doing it. Like, oh no, I'm a stronger person now. I can introduce 3 goals at once. But it's not about being a strong person or not. It's about doing things sustainably. And I chose the week just gone, week 2, to maintain the nutritional goals, which in itself is huge. Also introduce exercising 3 times a week, and also cut down my coffee. And change my coffee order. Coffee is extremely important to me, and it is a huge reason that I get up in the morning. So I don't think it was wise to try and change such a big part of my life I understand that that is a bit sad, but it is a big part of my life and it is a really big highlight of my day. So I'm not going to try and change that week 2 at the same time as trying to exercise 3 times a week from 0 times a week and trying to eat really nutritional meals throughout the week when I haven't previously been doing that. Like the exercise and the nutrition are enough, and I'm just going to focus on that. And I am going to really make an effort not to ever creep into that 3 coffees a day kind of mark, because it doesn't help me. It doesn't make me feel good, and it's a waste of $5 because it adds nothing to my day. Whereas those 2 milky coffees I'm going to keep. So yeah, not too worried about not meeting that goal, and it's something I can introduce later on when I've got a better handle of the bigger things like the exercise and the eating. Right, third and final goal was exercise, which was to go for a 30-minute walk 3 times during the week, which I did, and it was great, and it felt so good to move regularly again. So I just need to kind of remember how good it makes me feel. It's not just about weight loss, it's about moving my body, giving my bones and my joints a chance to kind of move after sitting still for most of the week as well, because I work a 9 to 5 office job. We don't have to wear masks anymore outside in Brisbane, which is amazing, and it just makes the walk so much nicer. And I like to mix it up with music. I like to call my family. It's a really good time to catch up and chat to them. And sometimes I do podcasts. Sometimes I do nothing. I have no sound and I just kind of focus on my walk and get present and be mindful. But I do really like to have some music in and like really get into it. So yeah, it's actually been really fun and it feels good. And the weather in Brisbane is just incredible most of the time. So it's really nice to get up and go out for a walk, as opposed to a lot of other places in Australia right now where it's freezing cold. So I'm quite lucky. I want to touch on how I'm feeling at the moment as well. So it's only been 2 weeks, but I feel so much better. I can't believe it. I feel clearer in my mind, I feel sharper. Something I have noticed before when I focus more on eating well is that my mental health improves quite quickly, and I have noticed that again this time. But I've found that my anxiety levels have kind of plateaued a little bit, and I just feel better from a mental health perspective, which is amazing. And I think exercising is going to improve that even further. So the goals next week for week 3 aren't going to change. I'm going to focus on nutrition again and try and do it better, you know, each week. Even though I may be introducing a new goal most weeks, it doesn't mean that the other things fall by the wayside. They still need to be maintained and improved and tweaked. So week 3, working on nutrition again and nourishing and not letting it kind of slip on the weekends. And exercise will be again 3 times a week for half an hour. So they are the goals for week 3. Challenges this week, as I mentioned, was trying to introduce the coffee goal too soon. Won't do that again. The other challenge was the meal prepping and grocery shopping. It's just, I hate doing any kind of cooking. I hate it. It's my least favorite job to do. And I don't really like grocery shopping either. So to spend my Sunday doing that just really makes me angry, like I'm stealing my own weekend from myself, which makes no sense because I'm the one benefiting from this. I'm the only one benefiting. I am going to have groceries in the fridge. I'm going to have food ready to go to cook the dinner when I get home from work, and I've got my lunches made. It makes total sense to do it. But for some reason, I really struggle with the meal prep. So that has been one of my big challenges and something I'm going to work on. I think part of it needs to be worked on from my point of view, in that I need to change my attitude and be more grateful for the fact that I'm able to provide myself with these opportunities and kind of seize that opportunity and make more of it. But at the same time, it's not just about adjusting my attitude, it's also about making things a bit easier for myself. So finding recipes and meals and things that I can eat during the week that are a little bit easier to prepare, a little bit quicker. Yeah, just working on that, doing some recipe research and see what I can come up with. A lot of you probably feel similarly about grocery shopping and meal prepping. Something I've found that helps, and a tip for you guys, is when it comes to cooking and meal prepping, if the idea of that just kind of annoys you like it annoys me, you can try and make it a bit more fun. So you could put on some music in the background. You could, pour a glass of wine, have a beer, make a coffee, whatever beverage you choose. You could get your family involved, or your partner, or your housemates, and make it kind of an event in itself, and make it seem a bit more fun than just, waiting till last thing Sunday night and quickly trying to put together whatever you can, even though you're desperate to go to bed. So kind of changing the experience that you have can make a big difference. When it comes to grocery shopping, rather than just going to your local Woolies, every Saturday or every Sunday to do a grocery shop, you could mix it up a little bit and find a local farmers market and, maybe meet some friends there if you're not in lockdown. Sorry for people in lockdown. You can grab a coffee, you can take your dog, make a morning of it, have breakfast there. They often have breakfast being cooked there. You don't have to just buy your ingredients and take them home. So you can get your shopping done, you can have brunch with a friend. You can make a morning of it, treat yourself to some fresh flowers. It's just a very different grocery shopping experience. And of course, you don't have to do that every week. If you add that in every now and then, it just breaks up the monotonous pattern of grocery shopping. Or if you're feeling more adventurous, you can do what we did last weekend and find a farmer's market that is not so local. Maybe it involves a few hours of driving in a little town or village near you. We decided to go up the Sunshine Coast of Australia, which is about an hour and a half from Brisbane. And we found a farmer's market and shopped our way through, and we really made a day of it. I'll leave you with that beautiful Sunshine Coast footage now. And thank you so much for watching. If this is the kind of content that you like and you want to see more of, let me know and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next week.
I've realized